I guess better late than never. I'm only 6 minutes late. It's not that bad. I should have probably made the live stream event like 3 hours ago at least. But hey, here we are. And we're going to go to, I think, Jasmine is up next, we decided last time. What I didn't consider is that if nobody shows up, which is a very realistic possibility for today, since I didn't really do anything to promote this at all, there might not be anybody to actually decide where we go after Jasmine. So let me copy this link into a couple of places, just so that we have some amount of chance as to gaining some interaction here, because the entire thing about live streaming is not really that much fun compared to just recording. If you do not have any live interactive viewers at all. I've played this on a Discord place, and I've placed it on Twitter. That probably should be good enough, I imagine. Also, I feel like the colors are way different than they were last time, maybe? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know. I don't think we even needed to heal, honestly. I did. And that's the end of that story. So, we're gonna go to Jasmine next, and I need to remind myself that this is, in fact, a Nuzlocke. And I can catch Pokemon, if I have Pokeballs, that is. Let's see. It's been a week. I don't remember anything. We don't have any balls. But we can't even catch any Pokemon on Route 38 anyway, right? So let's just fight some trainers, just to say what the situation is going to be like for us. We've got 2 badges, I'm pretty sure. We did the Accuracy Gym, and then we went to the Mahogany Town Gym. So now we're on our way to the 3rd gym of this. This is not going to be too difficult, is it? Let's also... You're lower level than I thought you would be. Let's take a look at the team real quick, because we've got a lot of Pokemon that I cannot for the life of me pronounce the names of, but we're between level 12 and level 20, it seemed like. So let's go into Maya, just because the poison typing will probably end up helping me out against this Hoppip decently well, at least. And Hoppip obviously only has Splash. Is that kind of the thing about... A poison thing isn't going to do that much damage either. Oh, it actually did a decent amount of damage. And it poisoned! Holy hell! I did not expect that. Also, I did not expect to be streaming right now, because, again, I kind of forgot that was a thing. We're just getting back into it, okay? It has to just settle in my schedule, and it's been a very hectic week for me. A lot of... Not even like a lot of work, but mostly a lot of inefficient working. Partly to blame on myself, partly to blame on external factors. Which meant that I was literally working on things until like 10 minutes, well, 15 minutes ago. And then I realized, oh shit, the live stream. And here we are. So I'm actually kind of impressed with myself with my ability to just poison 2 Pokemon in a row. Wow. To just immediately jump into being full energy and I don't know if I'm entertaining. Hello, cool dude. How are you doing today? I am a bit out of my element, you could say, but we're headed towards the Jasmine Gym, the Steel type gym, which I don't have particularly great type matchups for, I just realized. So that's gonna be fun. But we do get a couple more captures. I think we decided on 4 captures per gym. I haven't gotten any of the captures for this gym so far yet. That being said, I also don't have a lot of money for Pokeballs, so it's gonna be a bit so-so. So, generally speaking, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. A little, like, stressed at times, but doing fine. I'm alive. Let's take that as a baseline. I'm alive. Also, I'm Piccolo. The reason I'm Piccolo is because everybody is named after anime characters in this, which is going to be another thing that's going to be real difficult now that the other two people that were naming my characters last stream aren't here. That's going to be a thing. Didn't think about what that would be like. I know anime. I've watched Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's about it. Really. That's plenty of names. To be fair, I have watched not just Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh! I've watched literally all of Dragon Ball and like 80% of every Yu-Gi-Oh! That's ever existed. I really watched Arc 5 recently and I really need to get into Reigns, but I can't find... And there's going to be sacrilegious for anybody that actually like enjoys anime, but I cannot find a or a dubbed version of the first couple of seasons. The issue I have with subbed anime, and I know this is like a very like white person problem, but the issue I have is if I watch with subs, I can do that, but it requires a little bit more focus. And I really generally don't want to commit that focus to something that I don't already like. So, for instance, Dragon Ball Super, when it was airing every week in Japan, I watched that in subs because I know I like Dragon Ball. I only watched Johto. I haven't even watched that. Isn't that on Netflix at this point? I don't think it is. I think I might be thinking of something else. I don't know. Oh, that's My Hero Academia. So this is how not anime I am, right? Oh, it might also just be on Netflix. Maybe I'm thinking about both. I saw My Hero Academia the other day on Netflix after I finished Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns. Not Reigns, Arc 5. And I didn't know what to watch next, so I almost started My Hero Academia, but then I remembered, isn't that like a very long anime? Like every anime. That's the issue, right? Like 90% of anime is very long. Well, then you've got things like Death Note and Attack on Titan, which aren't that long. So maybe that's not a valid excuse not to watch them. But point being, when I don't already like something, it's really difficult for me to get into it by watching subtitled content. So Dragon Ball Super was an example where I didn't really mind it because I already watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT for better or for worse. And the Battle of Gods movie, which was amazing, and Resurrection F, which was shit. And I even watched Resurrection F initially, the movie, with subs. Same with Dragon Ball Super Broly. I watched that with subs before it was even released in here. I can do you one better. I'll admit to piracy, because if you don't give me a legal alternative to watch something, guess what? I'm gonna fucking pirate it. I watched the camcorder version of the Dragon Ball Super movie before, which was subbed before anything else, any other version of that movie. So I don't mind watching subs, and as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you kind of like, maybe it is because I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan that I'm this way, but you kind of need to learn to deal with the fact that sometimes you're watching a show and like the last season just never got dubbed, but you do want to watch the entire show, so you just switch to the sub, which then all the voices are different and it's weird. But at that point, I'm so invested in the characters that I make that choice of, yeah, I actually do want to watch this subbed. When I'm trying to get into a new show, I can't really do that. Do you play Super Smash Bros? I don't have a Switch. So, and I'm not particularly great at fighting games either, I'll be honest about that. But I don't have a Switch, so no, I do not, sadly. I do want to go get a Switch at some point in the future, when I have the money to do so. Well, I have the money to do so, but I probably shouldn't spend it on the Switch right now. And I'm also, depending on how things go, I'm also maybe just straight up more likely to get a PS5 than a Switch at this point, because that Spider-Man game do be looking real good. And we all know that the next Kingdom Hearts game is going to be on PS5, because Nomura hates everybody. And I am kind of a sucker. I am doing a Nuzlocke. I should not forget that. Holy hell. That was almost really bad. Okay, let's focus. Oh, that was it. That was it. But I did see the Sephiroth announcement, because the entire internet saw the Sephiroth announcement. And honestly, as far as like the video they produced to announce that, very well made. I know it's like, I know it's nostalgia. It's not nostalgia, because I didn't play Final Fantasy VII as a kid, but I know it's like a collective cultural nostalgia almost, where that one scene of Sephiroth like being all silhouetted and having like his anime pierced on his sword in the air. It's a very iconic imagery, and to have that with Mario, I really fucking love that shot. It's amazing. Mario just straight up gets stabbed through the heart. And I love it. And I love the fact that Mario got stabbed. I just like, from a cinematic perspective, I don't care about Mario, honestly. Great balls. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm gonna go for 10 great balls. I do wonder, did they construct a bridge between here and the other island? Because surely they must have, if this is truly open world. Or is there a boat? There is a ferry! That is very interesting. I can't catch any Pokemon there anyway, so that doesn't really matter for me right now. Does it? Let's just go there. Let's go there and see. Alright, I'll be probably live for like another hour and a half at least. Depending, maybe. I don't know, if things get boring and nobody else shows up, I'll Oh, the ferry can go to a lot of different places. Anyway, bye, and if I'm still live when you feel like joining again, do feel free to join again. And if I'm not live, there's always the VOD. That's the fantastic thing about YouTube live streaming, is the videos just automatically get uploaded and processed. It's amazing. Way better than having to manage Twitch VODs. So this is Cyanwood City. And that does not have any captures for me because I do not have Rock Smash. Unless I can just Rock Smash by looking at them, maybe Pokemon can break this. Maybe they can. Maybe they cannot. I got a message on Fiverr, but I am live right now, so I am not going to respond to that. Because why would I? Well, because it's work, but still. But let's see where the ferry can bring us, because honestly, Olivine City, would you like to... Oh, we can only go to Olivine. Can we only go to Olivine from here? Or can we... When we're back in Olivine, can we go to Kanto? That is really my question. Just coming by to say hi. Hello, Pokesaurus. I guess that means you're not sticking around? Might be back later. Everybody says that! Like, hello, I'm gonna go, but I might join later. Again, what I just said, I'll probably be live for another hour and a half or so. So, I'll probably be here later. And if I'm not, there's always the VOD. Again, YouTube live streaming, amazing feature. Not to say that Twitch doesn't have its upsides, man. Twitch plays Pokemon could have never happened on YouTube, just due to like the way it took inputs from the chat. Though actually, that might not be correct, because I think I can also... No, that's entirely incorrect. At least, well, at the time maybe you couldn't, but right now, like in 2020, you definitely could. Because Streamlabs can actually take the YouTube chat and put it up on screen, meaning that they can recognize the text, and if you can recognize the text... Okay, so you can go to Cerulean? Oh, Yeah, Cerulean, no, Cerulean is weird. Why is it not Vermilion? I am sure that it's supposed to be Vermilion, and they just got it wrong. Why would a fairy bring me to Cerulean? So I can go catch Mewtwo early game? Certainly this has to be Vermilion City, right? Not Cerulean. Kanto is one of the few places, together with Hoenn, maybe Sinnoh, where I actually know the names of all the towns and cities. Route 20... Wait. But... How? Okay, so this is Bill's house. Can I actually... I don't think you can go... it's not Bill's house anymore. I'm guessing the wild Pokemon here are going to be stupidly high leveled. So if I die here, this does not count. I just want to check. It's a Caterpie! It's a level 10 Caterpie. Okay, so that's fine. We're going to get a Caterpie. And I don't have anybody in chat to name my Caterpie for me. That is unfortunate. So we're going to have to name it all by ourselves. It's also going to be like instant Butterfree, because it's level 10. Well, it has to go through a Metaport phase. It can't just instantly evolve into Butterfree, sadly. That would be kind of amazing. Which anime character is like an early bloomer? I guess like... If we're sticking to the Dragon Ball Yu-Gi-Oh thing, which are the only two I really know that well. Early bloomers. We've got Chaz from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. He early on is very important and then just kind of becomes irrelevant. So I think his Japanese name is like Manjome. So we could go with that. Let me check that. That one I could actually pronounce as well. That would be fantastic. I'm going to catch this no matter what, because it's going to be an easy capture. Let me go ahead and check the name before we give it to it. Manjome, I think. It's spelled in such a weird way. Again, I do not Japanese at all. To be fair, like most people on the internet who think they do Japanese, they can't Japanese either. They just act like they can. Like, watching anime doesn't mean you can speak Japanese. I'm very sorry to break that to you, but that's just not how that works. It certainly... I mean, I can imagine it gives you a good starting point from which you can start learning the language. And to be fair, I learned English mostly through a combination, at the end of the day, a combination of, but mostly consuming media. And then some like high school level stuff as well. Is Nugget Bridge still gonna be dangerous? No, it's not. So we're in Cerulean City now. I'm just using Cerulean City to catch some Pokemon, by the way. Before I go and face Jasmine, I was about to say, wait a second, can we go face Mewtwo right now? I kind of forgot that Pokemon Crystal doesn't have Mewtwo in the Cerulean Cave. Does it? Hold on, does it? Pokemon Crystal Cerulean Cave. Does it have Mewtwo? I don't think it does, right? This is a Dupes Claw, so we can just run away from it. Oh, the emulator isn't selected. It's also level 5. Nothing in here is really going to help me, is it? They might also all literally be Dupes Claws. Let's say Generation 2. Hold on. It doesn't tell Generation... It doesn't even show me Generation 2. Can you not go into it in Generation 2? Hold on. Is it possible to get into Cave in Cerulean? The guy standing there, only red, blue, yellow. You can catch Mewtwo, Chansey there. Gold, silver, crystal, cave closed off. Just like the Safari Zone in Fuchsia. Oh, it's an R2. That's kind of neat. Oh, I probably shouldn't have stayed in. If you have confusion, that is the end of Atkins. Ah, that's potentially bad. I'm gonna switch the fuck out of you though. And I'm gonna switch into my own maybe Psychic. I never can remember this guy's typing. It's actually an issue. I have no idea what your typing is. I'm just gonna tackle because that might just be too much as is, honestly. Hey! You need to not die. We get one chance. Exactly. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was. But I got a bit of an itch in my throat. I felt it coming up, so I was already reaching for the water, but it got worse real quick. This kind of thing happens when you get dehydrated because you're not focusing on like health the entire day. Natsu's name. Natu. Let's see. Natu. Well, I was gonna go to Discord to ask Natu name. Maybe somebody has something for me. Anime related, please. Just in case somebody is in the Discord but not in the stream, which seems real weird. What can we do for Natu? Let's go with a Dragon Ball name because we used a Yu-Gi-Oh name last time and it's literally the only two that I can pull from. So... Dragon Ball... Natu... I don't know. Oh, Shenron, obviously. I mean, Shenron is definitely Rayquaza, but Rayquaza doesn't exist in this. So... where is the ass? Oh, there we go. Isn't it Shenlong officially? In the Japanese version? I'm just gonna go with Shenron because I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look it the fuck up. Let's see if anybody in Discord already answered no, so we're gonna go with Shenron. Shenron? Wow, that is wrong, definitely. Shenlong? Dragon Ball Shenlong. Yeah, Shenlong is... It's also with NG. I thought it was just an N. So let's go with Shenlong. It's a very long Shen. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Honestly, mostly because he's green. That's a lie. Fully because he's green. There's no other reason. It's just because he's green. Fuck! Oh, this is gonna be bad. This bitch is gonna have level 60 Pokemon. Is she? Don't you dare. Okay, so level 12. Thank goodness. That could have been bad. That could have been real bad. Still gonna be bad. Just because I'm an idiot. I'm gonna do something horribly wrong. Let's switch out into... Let's go into Shantaro. Why? Because I don't want to go into Bob, because Bob, obviously not an anime name. It might be an anime name, it's not supposed to be an anime name. Is literally the most powerful thing we have, but I don't want to overlevel it too much. That being said, it's probably also one of the few things that's going to be real good against Steelix. So maybe I do need to level it up a bit. We just need a ground type. I just need to get a fucking Geodude or something. That's good enough. It probably won't even have a ground type move, at least not a decent one. Okay, so at this point we kind of do need to go into Bob. Let's see, who do we... You're gonna be useless. You're gonna be useless. A lot of my team is gonna be useless in the upcoming gym. Whose idea was it to go to Jasmine next? Because that is, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, a bad idea. Because my team is definitely not built for facing Jasmine. Especially since steel types are so ridiculously defensive as is anyway. They have a lot of resistances. They have high defenses. Well, that's pretty much all there is to it. If you don't have anything that is super effective against them, you're gonna be fucked. Also, something strong that is super effective against them. Just being super effective isn't good enough. You need to be quad effective or also just a strong Pokemon. So an Earthquake will annihilate a Magnemite, obviously, or a Magneton. But the Steelix is a bit more of an issue, because Steelix, apparently, as I learned like 2 days ago in the... yesterday? Was it yesterday? Oh no, it was yesterday. In the Showdown video for members only, which I now realise I don't think I've published today, so that's going up tomorrow. Again, it's been a bit of a chaotic week for me. I learned that Steelix is in fact not a rock steel type, but a ground steel type. It makes a certain amount more sense, because somehow rock turning into steel makes more sense to me than ground turning into steel. Which, the ground is made up of rocks. I've probably gone on this tangent before. I'm gonna do it again. What the fuck is a ground type? What is the difference between a ground and a rock type? Because I don't think there is a difference. Like, the big difference would be that the ground also has grass on it, which is also a type. And a lot of other stuff. Like, the ground is just like a composite material, which is mostly different kinds of rocks. So maybe that's the difference. But still, okay, so if you're going to go through the logic of that is not a great match up for me, is it? I guess we go into Soma. If you're going to go through the logic, right, a rock generally probably has some amount of minerals in it. Well, it has minerals in it, but like, metals is what I mean, not minerals. Damn it! It has some amount of, like, trace metal in it, right? So there is a decent chance that mostly any rock you pick up has a very insignificant, don't get me wrong, very insignificant, but some amount of like iron or zinc or something in it. Depending on the composition of the ground where you picked up that rock. It might have other things in it, like maybe copper. If you picked it up in a gold mine, might have gold in it. But generally, there's probably going to be some amount of metal. And I'm pretty sure in the Japanese version, steel type is metal type. So by that logic, turning a rock into a piece of metal makes a lot more sense suddenly. Because it's literally like extracting the metal from that rock. So turning a rock ground type into a steel ground type makes a bit more sense. Okay, so canonically speaking, we can actually use that because we can go to Cinnabar. But Cinnabar isn't where you revive fossils in this generation, is it? Anyway, canonically speaking, that means that the dome fossil was taken in red, blue, and yellow. That is very, very interesting. I also want to have an encounter in here. It's probably gonna be a Zubat. I don't even know if you can find a Geodude in here. It's a fucking Geodude! It also doesn't have any eyes. Well, it's got eyes, now pupils. But that's what I needed. I need a Geodude. I'm getting a Geodude. That's also my third capture. I can use the Helix Fossil card whenever I want. But I think that gives you level 20 Pokemon. So I'm gonna have to look into where I can get that. Because that's also a rock type, which is gonna be way more useful than having 2 normal types on the team. Then again, I'm gonna have a rock type at any moment anyway, so I might want to wait with that until I want to replace either Bob, hopefully not, or let's actually just go into something, or the Geodude. Because I'm gonna have a rock and a water type already, so there's no real reason for me to have a Kabuto or a Kabutops. This is a bit tricky. This might deal too much damage. Well, that's my chance for a Geodude. Fucked! Any other caves in the immediate vicinity where I can go get a Geodude? Because I still have one more encounter. Obviously not within Mount Moon, but I still have one more encounter. Is it worth it going to Rock Tunnel? Is it? It's gonna be a while before we can get to Rock Tunnel, is the issue. Because there's a lot of trainers blocking it. And I might also just need cut. I think I don't, but I might. Anyhow, let's see. Let's change to box number 2. We need a save for that, of course we do. And then we need to deposit. And we're going to deposit... You have Psychic type. Moves, or do you have a Psychic type, period? Wait, where does it say? Normal Psychic. Okay, so you are a Psychic type. Meaning that normal type moves aren't super effective against you. You are just a normal type. Meaning that... Did I say normal type? I'm in fighting types. So you're definitely less useful than... The rest of the team is pretty decent. Honestly, I mean... You're not going to be too useful in a gym where we face potentially 2 electric types if the gym level is the same as in the original game. And a ground type that's likely to have rock type moves. So I probably want to get you into the box as well. That then leaves me with going back to box 1. I hate this system so fucking much. That's probably the best thing that Gen 3 ever did. Because Gen 3 still has a lot of problems that didn't get fixed until Gen 4. Gen 4 is pretty much where Pokemon starts getting like actually fun to play, even in modern contexts. Gen 3 did a very solid thing with having a new box system. It sucked before that. Anyway, we have Minjome, which is not going to be too useful, and Shenlong, which is also not going to be too useful. Okay, this is going to be... Okay, you are dead. How are we going to take on Jasmine? Riddle me this. Because I have no fucking idea. I guess Minjome, because it will evolve into its final state really quickly, and as such maybe have a bit of a advantage. And then we can bring Shantora? I don't know. We just need to get a good final capture before going into the gym. And there's no way of me testing out like gym trainer levels either. I just realized because Jasmine's gym is literally just Jasmine. So we're gonna be in for a bit of trouble if we own the level. Oh, the cut tree is just entirely gone. We made it through. We can't make it through without any trainer battles here, right? That's not a thing we can do. No, that's not a thing we can do. But I can try to make it to Rock Tunnel. I really want to make it to Rock Tunnel. I really do. Because if I can make it to Rock Tunnel, it gives me a chance to get a Geodude again. Or an Onyx. Or a Diglett. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? That is a genius idea. I can go to... Oh, or can I? I think it's blocked by a fucking Snorlax, isn't it? But that might not be there anymore. That might not be there anymore, because that is technically classified as a story event. Which have been removed as far as I understand. So I might be good. I might be able to go into Diglett Tunnel, get myself a Diglett, or a Duck Trio at level 30 and just absolutely destroy the upcoming gym. That would be fantastic as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that instead. Because I need to go to... but, oh no, I was gonna say I need to go to Vermilion anyway to go back, but no, Cerulean City is the ferry point, not Vermilion, for God knows what reason. Is it specifically to prevent people from going to get a Diglett for Jasmine? Because I very much doubt that's the reason. Especially since it's an open world adventure version of Pokemon Crystal, so there's going to be very few people in this exact situation. Don't encounter anything. Oh my god, that was probably the most scary 4 steps I've ever taken. I was not keen on encountering anything in my first pass through those, well, 3 tiles it was back then, because I wasn't an idiot. But now that I actually have a plan, it would have been so devastating. Of course I have to battle you. It would have been so devastating if I actually encountered something in those 4 steps, which then negated my ability to go get a Diglett. And even, oh my god, even if there is a Snorlax which I can just interact with, which that's also an option, that still negates me from getting a Diglett. I can get the Snorlax, which is probably like level 50. So that'll do well enough, I guess. Oh, that is... There's so many ways this can go wrong. I mean, if there is a Snorlax there, I don't have to fight. I can still go back to Rock Tunnel, right? Yeah, I can. So that's entirely fine. I just have to go through those 4 steps again. Honestly, at this point, I might just be better off. I might just be better off taking on all the trainers on that route, just because I don't want to risk running into something in that grass. Yeah, so if we do end up going back there, because we need to, I will not be going through that grass again, because I got lucky with 7 steps through that grass, not encountering anything. I'm not pushing my luck any more than that. Not to, I am switching out of. Actually, let's stay in, just because Mia's getting close to level 15, which I think is a decent point for everybody to be aiming for right now. Well, really, level 20 would be nice, but level 15 is fine. If I'm seeing the battle level that I'm facing right now, level 15 seems quite alright for the upcoming gym. Though I don't know if these levels are also tied to the amount of badges you have, like the gym battles are. I'm assuming they are, because I think in the original game, these are all like level 50 battles. Right? Level 40 to level 50. Because obviously this is all post-game. Let's see, we can go through here without... Huh. I don't think I've... ever actually used the underground here? In Pokemon Crystal? I don't know if this is a romhack specific thing, this being a cross rather than two separate, like, well, one horizontal, one vertical line through the screen for Pokemon Crystal, but this actually makes a lot of sense. Wait, what? Battles held on Monday below the underground. Okay, so that definitely seems like something they wouldn't have coded for specifically this, so I'm assuming that is just a feature of... Oh my god, Route 6. I'm assuming that's just a feature that Crystal introduced? Maybe even Gold and Silver. I'm assuming it's Crystal. Because I feel like I would have remembered if it wasn't Gold and Crystal, Gold and Silver. Then again, I was never really that big into the Kanto half of the game. I've done it. I've played through Pokemon Gold, Kanto, and gone ahead and gotten the Silver Wing to go get Lugia and getting all the gems. All the gems, isn't Crash Bandicoot, you idiot. Getting all the gym badges to go face Red, obviously. I've done all of that. And I've done the gym badges in Heart Gold and Soul Silver at least 2 or 3 times as well to go face Red. But I've never really gotten into exploring the region that much. Not like Johto itself. Which is a little bit too bad. Mostly because I felt like I already knew the region and it was mostly just a watered down version of the Gen 1 games. And Mia now has Bite, which actually makes it significantly more useful. You're about to send out a Jigglypuff. You know what? Let's give Manjame a little bit of love. Now, for some reason, I said Jigglypuff. I read Jigglypuff. My mind immediately went to baby form, Igglybuff. I don't know why. It shouldn't have. It really should not have. It did. Shouldn't have. There's no reason for me to go there with my mind. It's mostly just because I'm stupid. Okay, defense scroll could be problematic. So let's get this over with before it can be problematic. It didn't affect me. Okay, thank God. Because I wasn't about to be put to sleep so that you can set up a million defense scrolls. Do not dare. Okay, pound. This should kill you. Knock you out. I'm sorry. I don't kill Pokemon. Only my own Pokemon. Those do die. And I've already killed 2. Last stream, I haven't killed any so far. We're 45 minutes in. So I am, as far as I'm concerned, I am doing fantastically. Okay. Time for a Pokemon Center. And then time for potentially a Diglett. Potentially a Diglett. And technically speaking, I can now run through the grass. Because any encounter I do right now doesn't count. Right? That's how that works? I think that's how that works. Yeah, sorry for the yawning. Again, it's been a full week. It's been a full month. It's been a full life. I can just go into Diglett's cave. Oh my god. Okay, give me a Diglett. Diglett. Please? Dugtrio is also... You can give me a Dugtrio if you prefer. Diglett is fine. It's level 8. Slightly less okay. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of hoping for something a little bit higher level because I'm going to need to level you up now. But at least we get a Diglett. Which means that Jasmine is gonna be history. Once this thing actually becomes a usable level, that is. Because I'm not going to into that gym with like... No! Fuck! Okay, Jasmine's gym is going to be a fucking issue. It's going to be a real issue. Okay, so Vermilion City, you have a boat. Why can't I use your boat? Hello there. I do not have a Krabby. I also do not want to star you. So can I just like use your boat to go back to Johto? I don't have an Azaz ticket. It's probably because the Azaz already has a purpose in the game. That they didn't want to put the ferry here. That's fair enough. I guess. Still slightly annoyed. Anyway, let's check the team. I think the team as is now is just gonna have to do. Look, if it were up to me, which, technically speaking, none of the people that taught me to go do the Jasmine gym are here right now, so it kind of is up to me. If it were up to me, we would not be facing Jasmine next. Because Jasmine seems like a really, really bad idea for me right now. But we have to. So let's see. We're going to full level 15 on my entire team. So let's start with Manjome, I guess. Because once Manjome evolves twice, it will be probably one of the harder hitting Pokemon on the team for a little bit. So we can use that to then switch level grind the others. Where do you get the EXP share in Pokemon Crystal? EXP share Pokemon Crystal. I don't know if it's been changed in this. I feel like it has. How do you get the EXP share Pokemon Crystal? Accept an answer after you get your Beta Red Gyarados in a Lake of Rage. You receive a red scale gift to Mr. Pokemon. He will give you the XP share for it. Okay, so that does not help me at all. We ain't getting any EXP shares anytime soon, apparently. Let's go back to Johto first and foremost, and then we'll see. I hope this was the right menu option. Also, is this a like bit crunched version? Well, not this, but inside the ferry station. I feel like it's a bit crunched version of a Gen 3 song. Is it just the Gen 3 version, or has it actually been made like 8-bit? It's really hard. Okay, so it's really hard to distinguish. Yeah, no, if it is that same song, it definitely has been made 8-bit. There's a fuchsia. This is not where I want it to be. Then again, maybe you can actually go into the Safari Zone. No, I can't, because I killed 2 of my encounters. Caught over 2. Fantastic, brilliant. But I killed the 2 more important ones, which are the 2 ground types I wanted to have. One of which, at least, I wanted to have. They both died. Because apparently ground types, well, it also didn't help, I should say, that both those ground types were, in fact, half my level. Okay, so how am I going to go about doing this grinding? I am honestly just kind of tempted to just go in there with Bob and just try to clean up that way. I know that's probably a bad idea. Fighting types. Fighting type moves. That's also a possibility. Does anybody learn any fighting types moves on my team? I am not entirely sure. One Pokemon that's definitely not going to learn fire type moves is Manjome. So that's not going to be too helpful. We can probably use Akano. Akano? Akano? Not Akano. That would imply a second A. Akano? Because it's just a Poliwag and Bobble. I mean, Bobble. My speed fell. Fair enough. But I can do this. And you can bubble me again. Please. Please do bubble me. Because that only does 3 HP. This does about 2/3 HP, so you can slow me down all you want. You're just gonna die slower, but you're still gonna die, so at the end of the day, what did you actually gain? Well, like a couple of seconds more life, which probably is very valuable if you're about to die. Rattata, again, Manjome, it only needs to get 2 levels, and then it can start wrecking shit. I think. I don't know what its level up moveset is like, and if it doesn't evolve at level 10, it's probably going to miss out on, like, confusion or something. Oh! Okay, let's not do that, because that seems like a bad idea. You know what seems like a good idea, though? You probably don't have Bite. Right? You probably don't have Bite. So this seems like a good idea, because I have Psywave, which turns out a very RNG based move, very much not good. But for this specific situation, I don't think really this Rattata can do anything against me. So please do keep doing this and give me high damage rolls, thank you. I don't think there's any way really at this point where Rattata lives unless we get a stupidly low damage roll. See? There we go. And we have a Krabby! Let's go back into Manjome. Probably gonna get to level 11 of this, right? You'd fucking better. I've always had this idea based on the glitch in Gen 3 where Azurill could go from female to male upon evolution because the gender percentages aren't the same between the evolutions. It's just a bit of an oversight, but you can call it a bug depending. I've always wanted a Pokemon that would go down in level when it evolves. And that would actually be not too difficult to do, because you just have a Pokemon with a certain EXP curve, like a Caterpie, the entire Caterpie line, has a very, very low EXP curve. Like, the experience it needs to get to level 100, compared to, like, a normal Pokemon, or, like, a pseudo-legendary or a legendary, is ridiculously low. So, what if you had... Okay, so no, let's say a pseudo-legendary, because it would fit a lot better with that as well. Let's say you have a pseudo-legendary which has the EXP curve, which is normal for pseudo-legendaries to have, which is fairly slow, but not ridiculously slow. And then, once it evolves into its final stage, it actually starts using the legendary EXP curve, meaning that with the amount of experience that it has, it's now a lower level than it was when it evolved. I think that would be a very interesting gimmick, a mechanic. I think a lot of people would fucking hate it, but I don't really care. I think that would be very, very interesting, and I'm kind of sad that nobody's here to hear me have that idea. Well, I've had that idea off screen a long time ago, but I think this is the first time I've actually mentioned it in any kind of video or stream, and I think that will be neat. I think we need more of that kind of stuff to make Pokemon stand out and make them be interesting, because there's 1,000 of these fuckers by now almost. So we kind of need something. Okay, Pichu, level 12. Manjome, can you take this on your own? I'm going to go ahead and say probably, but I'm not going to take the chance. So let's go into Akano. I'm going to say Akano, yeah. It's probably going to infuriate people if it's wrong, but Akano it is. Confusion's probably good enough to one-shot. I imagined wrong. And now I'm paralyzed. Which... Oh, using his berry. I was about to lose my shit about you using an item. Wait a second. You use a berry at the end of the turn and not the start? Oh no, wait a second. That's how berries work in modern gens as well, right? They just immediately happen when you're under... I think the reason I got confused... No. Because in modern generations, a orange or a citrus berry effect would take place the moment the criteria are met. Which means that literally right after the attack. And what happened here is I attacked, then he attacked, paralyzed me, and then the berry was used. So it's a end of turn. Like the priority of when the berry, and I know it's a different type of item because it's just a berry and not an orange berry. But that priority actually got changed between Gen 2 and 3, apparently. I never knew that. Then again, I never really used Hell items in Gen 2 to begin with, so there would have been no way for me to know that in the first place. I can buy Moo Moo Milk here, which is a good healing item. Once I get a bit more money, that is. So, do give me some battles, because, again, I need the experience. Real bad. Real bad. So bad, in fact, it's not good. It's bad. I feel like I am, like, high on something, because I'm making no sense to anybody, probably. I am entirely sober as of doing this stream. As of doing this stream sounds like I wasn't sober the moment, like, moments before I went live. That's not the case. I think. Wouldn't that be terrible? Well, would it be terrible? It'd be interesting if you, like, if you live your entire life on some kind of, like, gas pocket or something, which has, like, hallucinogenics, I never can say that word, properties in the gas, and you just live on a gas bubble of that. And it's not dangerous, it's not lethal, but you're just consistently breathing in what's essentially like a mind-altering drug, right? It's essentially like a psychedelic breathing experience. All day, every day of your life. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't notice. But what the hell would life be like? Something that is very much more a grey area is if you wanted to study this. How would that impact the development of, like, a child's brain? First and foremost, it would fuck it up real bad, I imagine. But then, once you, like, leave the house and go have a life outside of your house, how would it feel like to see the world as it is for the first time and not be on some kind of drugs? Because I imagine that is a very, very interesting concept. It's never going to happen because nobody's going to give, like, a child psychedelics until they're, like, 18 and just see what happens. That would be very interesting. It would be really interesting. Let's be honest. Like, ethics aside, it would be a really interesting study. It would also be really fucked up, but it'd be very interesting, and that's what's most important to me right now, because I'm doing a bit. Wait, are the wild Pokemon higher level than the trainer Pokemon around here? I still need to train a Pokemon, the trainer battles, just due to the fact that they give me money, and I need that for healing items. But I might just, for level purposes, be better off grinding against wild Pokemon in this grass. Which is kind of sad for the trainers around. Oh my god, that did nothing. Remember, Psywave, very RNG based. We still could hit like 2/3 HP damage with the second one. We probably won't, but we could. It's a bit better. I need a good move on the Shreevers. That is what we need. I need confusion. That's what I need on you. Or just straight up Psychic. Shadowball would be fantastic. Which somehow is a physical move in this generation, so not going to be fantastic for the upcoming gym, which probably has very high physical defense. I'm going to keep grinding a bit for this gym. But if by the time I beat the gym, chat is still empty, I'm probably going to end it there because I don't have anybody to tell me where to go next. Which is a bit too bad, which is, again, mostly my fault because I didn't make the live streaming event until literally like 2 minutes before going live. Wait, Manjome is evolving. I thought that was Mischievous. I was really confused for a moment there thinking, wait, you don't evolve that early, and then... Wait, you don't evolve in this generation. Anyway, Manjome is now a Butterfree. So, do you learn a move? You do not. At least you're significantly more powerful now. Hey, by the way, I'm not going to be using it against a Pidgeotto because that is just moronic to do. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go into a Kano again, I guess. I guess that's the best course of action here. Yeah, that didn't do too much damage. We can stomp you. But wait, if the wild Pokemon around here are level 16, level 15 is definitely not gonna be good enough for the gym, right? There's no way. There is literally no way. I'm legitimately considering just like using like Shenlong or another Pokemon that I don't really care about. Just to go into the gym, see what level it is, so that I know what I'm working with, so that I know what I have to grind up to. It's not a bad idea. It honestly isn't a bad idea. I could also just look at the documentation, which it's admittedly something about a garage door. It's admittedly probably a better idea to look at the documentation, but that will require me scrolling through community runs and then pinned messages, and then we have the Google document, and then through the Google document. I'm going to do this because it probably says somewhere in the documentation. Documentation, there we go, GitHub. In the meantime, we can go back to the Pokemon Center. Main documentation, let's go there because I'm probably battling. Let's see, gyms are now based on badges and see scaling gyms. Okay, scaling gyms. The gyms go from around level 7 to level 75, making 8 gyms more challenging than the original games. Gym leaders have fully custom movesets and added challenge. That's always great. There's no side quest to enable gym leaders. Amphi is okay. Blue is not traveling. Gym rematches unlock the gyms that at the gyms you've defeated once. That doesn't seem great. Rechallenging the gym by talking to the statue at the door. All the gym leaders and trainers are rebattle able. All levels are unlocked and corresponding to badge count. So you can just use gyms for grinding. Elite 4 requires 8 badges to face. That's good to know. A new, more difficult set of trainers. The original set can be challenged at any time using the battle sim. Rooms are redesigned with new themes and new animations. Once defeating the Elite Four once, teams become much stronger, just like modern games, really. Mount Silver Champion unlocked after beating the Elite Four. This is based on the player's gender. And starting region or last defeated mom. Anyway, it doesn't tell you a listing for the rough estimation of the levels of each gym leader. So what I'm thinking we probably should do in this case is what seems to be the best idea is we go to Aquatic City, we heal up, we challenge the gym here. We know that we can take on this gym because we have Crunch. So we can just absolutely plow through this gym. It'll also give us good experience and good money. We see if we can take on this gym again. Again, it's not going to be too difficult of a gym. And then we can, based on the levels we see here, assume that Jasmine will have similar levels and act accordingly. Would you like to re-challenge this gym? I very much would. Currents, set 1, set 2, set... I'm assuming this is the amount of badges you have, so we're going to go with currents. So let's see. Let's see what level we're going to be facing. If this ends up being real bad, I'm sad. Your Ghastly is level 12. Okay, so I'm assuming 15 might be a tad bit on the low side. So let's go up to level 20 with everybody, why not? That's going to be everything we do today, getting a team to level 20. Ah yeah, fucking put me to sleep, of course you do. The downside to the strategy of let's reface Morty is that literally only Bob has anything that can really do anything against this gym. Which then also means that Bob is going to be even more over-leveled, which then means that probably Bob is going to end up sweeping the next gym as well. Which is not ideal. We need to use switch training methods here. I guess the best thing we can do, actually, is use Psywave against the Ghastlies because they're also poison type. It's risky because Lick will probably do a not insignificant amount of damage against me either. It's neutral. Because you resist Psychic, is that why? Or is it because you do a set amount of damage with Psywave? I think it might be the latter. But wait, that means no. That definitely means I should be going into a Kano. Because Lick will be ineffective against it because of its normal typing. Finally, normal typing actually does something for me. And Confusion will be super effective. Presumably. I'm a genius! I'm a goddamn genius! Okay, this is how we're going to do things. We're going to just use this go around of the gym to give a Kano a couple of levels. Because I literally, this Pokemon counters this gym so ridiculously well. It would be stupid to not just give a lot of experience to a Kano. And then we can level grind and like switch train the others a little bit later. But getting a second Pokemon up to right about level 20 is probably a good idea. So that not only Bob is useful. Akeno herself is not going to be too useful in the upcoming gym, I do recognize that. Then again, maybe Confusion is actually going to be the thing to save me. Because it's a special attack. And I don't think the Pokemon that we're going to be facing in the upcoming gym are going to like special attacks very much. Assuming it's still like a Magnemite, like 2 Magnemites and a Steelix. Like you might also put in a Scizor or something like that, but there's not a lot more Steel types in this generation. So I'm assuming it probably won't be that much different from the original. If anything, you'll have like 2 Steelixes, which is annoying, granted, but if I can take care of 1, I can probably take care of 2. Oh man, if a Kano gets double kick, oh, I would be so happy if we could get double kick. That would be fantastic. Please give me double kick. I think you do learn it. Right? You do? I think so. I think she does. Okay, so this guy's level 16. Which worries me for the gym leader. A lot. Also, it's going to give me a lot of experience, so please do, because I don't think there's literally anything you can do against me. By Ghastly, that was very satisfying to absolutely destroy you. Then again, you only have 2 Pokemon, so maybe... I think I had this scare last time as well, with these Pokemon and this trainer being higher level, but you only have 2. You're only making it easier for me to kill you before your curse can even deal damage against me. So please, by all means, damage yourself. Because now, Akano also level 16. Next up. This feels very familiar. We did this last time. I know, we did. But bear with me. This is literally the only way I can figure out what level I'm supposed to be. Because the documentation doesn't even tell me. You only have 1 Pokemon. So I'm assuming this is going to be like level 20 at this point. Level 18. Okay, so the gym leader himself is probably going to go up to right about level 20 then. Curious as well. Please do keep going. Especially if you only have 1 Pokemon that's going to die to 1 confusion, especially at half HP. Is it going to get me to level 17? Probably not. Nah, but the next one will. Man, I forgot how quickly you can actually do grinding. Ow. Pull the muscle there. I forgot how quickly you can actually do grinding when you just instant kill everything. Even though they're a couple levels higher than you. Okay, so you're down to level 14 again. And you have 3 Pokemon. So I'm assuming the gym leader is going to be up to level 18, 19, maybe 20. And I'm assuming that means that Jasmine is also going to be up to right about level 20. So that pretty much answers my question. I'm going to check, double, triple check, no matter what. With facing Morsi, I am not taking any chances. Well, that means that we can probably take on most of that gym. Again, if I get a fighting type move, that would be really fucking helpful. I'm level 17. I didn't even notice. That would be really, really useful if we can get a double kick. I don't think that we will, but I really want it. Because I think double kick is probably like a mid-20s, early 30s kind of move. Not a late teens, early 20s type of move. But we did pick up a couple of TMs I didn't look at. So maybe that has like break or something. Could be. Let's actually take a look at the TMs I picked up. I have no idea what they are. HMTM, Icy Wind, Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, and Fire Punch. Who can learn Fire Punch? Nobody. Fuck! Okay, Shadow Ball could potentially be useful. Not for this upcoming gym. Giga Drain. Can anybody learn Giga Drain? It's a good move. Manjome can learn Giga Drain. Yes. Just straight up yes. And that Icy Wind could also be somewhat useful. I guess Bob getting an Ice type move is probably a good thing. I think Bob still has a useless move, right? Scratch is fairly useless. And I think for type coverage, having an Ice type move on Bob probably is a good idea as well. Shadow Ball, we probably got that from Morty actually now that I think about it. And Fire Punch, which nobody can actually learn. Morty, here we go. Welcome. Are you ready? I very much am. I already beat you once before. I'm going to do it again. And you're going to give me a lot of money. You're going to give me a lot of experience. You're going to tell me what level your Pokemon are at, which is really the reason I was doing this to begin with. You're also going to have a Mischievous, which is going to be slightly more inconvenient to take down than your Ghastlies. But your Ghastly is level 17 to begin with. So you still died in one hit. So that gives me a rough approximation of what to expect for Jasmine's gym, which means that probably, yeah, level 20 is a good goalpost to set myself for that upcoming gym. You're level 19. You're level 19. Okay. So maybe level 20 is on the low side, because I don't think this is your ace. I think your Mischievous is your ace. And as such, it's probably going to be level 20. Or 21. That's the question now, isn't it? I'm assuming level 20. I might make it to level 20, actually. I don't think I... No way in hell. Level 21, Ghastly. Okay. Mean Look Me Again. Sure, I wasn't planning on switching out. Do you just have 4 Ghastlies? Or is your Mischievous going to be like level 23? Because if so, that is kind of scary. But this is definitely going to get me to level 9. It didn't. You just have 4 Ghastlies. Okay. Is this one going to be level 23? 22. 23. 17. Oh, okay. So we go up to level 21. So meaning level 20 for the entire team is probably a decent goal to set. And Arcana is now level 19, so with a little bit of experience through Switch training, he'll probably reach level 20 fairly quickly. So I guess let's re-challenge the gym again, because this is a real good way of grinding. Is there anybody else that has any sort of move that could be useful against these gym Pokemon? I don't think so. I mean, I could teach you Shadow Ball and you could just absolutely clean through this gym. Which actually, let's do that. Again, just mostly for grinding purposes, but also just it's a good move. But teaching you Shadow Ball might be better. No, because you get stabbed out of it, so definitely you. Also, you have more useless moves, I think. Definitely Growl. Definitely get rid of Growl. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing we just did, but with Shadow Ball, which is a significantly more powerful move, and Mischievous instead. So Mischievous is going to be like level 18 or 19 by the end of this as well. This entire stream is just going to be preparing and maybe actually taking on the gym, because we were kind of low and, well, mostly unbalancedly leveled at the end of the last stream, especially since we lost a couple of Pokemon and had to replace them. So that's pretty much what we're making up for now. Once we get this team up and rolling, I do believe that we'll be able to take on 2 or 3 gyms next week again. But it's definitely just going to be 1 gym this week. Maybe not even that. Because I am not taking any risks. I definitely should be re-challenging this gym. Would you like to re-challenge this gym? Yeah, this is pretty much just my grinding spot. At this point, this is literally... That's what this gym is. It's my grinding spot. And it's kind of sad. But that doesn't make it any less true. So what level is the first Ghastly? Level 12. I'm assuming I can outspeed you. And just instant kill you, right? Okay, so that makes things a bit easier. Because I'm gonna be level, like, 16 by the end of this fight. I think all your Ghastlies are level 12. Yeah, so... There's no... Well, level 15, actually. I miscalculated, because this one is gonna get me to level 14. And then there's 3 more left, which probably is enough to get me to level 15. Actually, maybe 16 isn't unreasonable. Because there's 3 left. 2 is gonna... Oh, 2 is gonna probably get me to 15, and then the 3rd is gonna get me halfway through 15. A little bit less, maybe. Let's just see. It's not gonna be too long before we find out, just by seeing what happens. Ah! 16 actually starting to seem fairly reasonable to actually happen. It's probably going to be just shy of 16. But that definitely means that by the end of this gym, I'm going to be level 20 easy. So I might not even need to use all of the Pokemon in this gym. Yeah, we're not going to reach level 16 in this fight. Not all the trainers in this gym to get Misreavers, which I'm going to keep calling Misreavers because how the fuck do I... Shinozaki? I don't fucking know. To level 20. Well, level 19 and then use it for switch training to get it to level 20 that way. Because we're already, like, we gained about 3 levels in this one fight. Admittedly, this is the fight that has the most amount of Pokemon in the entire gym. It's also got the lowest level Pokemon in the entire gym, so that kind of balances it out. I think mostly the gym trainers here give a similar amount of experience, right? Because this one only has 2, but it's a bit of a higher level. And the next one is an even higher level, only has 1. Probably not enough offset to make up for that, honestly, but you outspeed me. But this is not going to kill me, it just lick. Still deals a... Oh, that is not great. I still was able to use Shadow Ball. They still shoot 1 shot. And at least that gets me to level 16. I can't see my level anymore because there's Gen 2 and we can't have nice things when we're paralyzed. Or burned, or poisoned, I suppose. So yeah, there's no way in hell that I'm outspeeding you when I'm paralyzed. Even though I just gained a level and I probably would outspeed you through that level up. But again, there's also no way in hell that you're killing me with a lick. So unless I get fully paralyzed a lot and you get a lot of critical hits at a lot of inopportune moments, I just win. And I can go back to the Pokemon Center and heal. I don't know if that resets the rematch for the gym. I'm assuming it doesn't. And if it does, I just get to face that first trainer over and over and over again. Which, honestly, might just be a better way of grinding anyway. Just doing that first trainer over and 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 over again. It's... Actually, no. I think doing the second and third trainer over and over again probably would be the easiest way, especially for switch training. Because taking on a lot of Pokemon is very tedious. Taking on one stronger Pokemon, even if you have to attack it twice, especially with switch training, is a lot more efficient. Honestly, I wish I could just take on Morty over and over and over again. That would probably be helpful. It doesn't reset the gym. I kind of figured that it wouldn't. But in the back of my mind, there was a little thing that I was thinking that it might reset the gym. Because it's one of those things, like, if you're rebattling a gym, you probably are not in a situation where you actually have to go out and heal, right? So that's something that you probably could very easily miss while developing this. I swear to God, if you paralyze me, I will lose my shit. You didn't. Okay, that's good. The downside to using Misreavers for switch training, at least here, is that Misreavers can't take the hits as well as Giraffrick could, because Giraffrick is just immune to literally everything that is offensive in this entire gym, which is a bit pathetic for this gym, but real good for me. I wish I had Giraffrick when going into here first time, that would have been amazing. Then again, Bob did a real good job there as well. Can't take that away from Bob. Bob did a good job. A Bob job, as we call it. Which sounds a lot like boob job, which is... no. I'm trying to fill air, honestly. I've been talking for an hour and a half. About an hour and 15 minutes of which there wasn't any chatting. So... at this point, it's literally just a Let's Play. So if you're watching the VOD, do leave a comment saying... Bob job. With one O. B-O-B space J-O-B. Not double O. Don't give me the double O. Because YouTube doesn't like that. Anyway, I'm already level 18. And I'm definitely gonna get to level 28 by the end of this gym. Easily. It seems kind of fitting that the stream that I almost forgot to do ends up being a grinding stream. Seems kind of fitting, I don't know why. Well, if I'm back at the start anyway because of my own stupidity, might as well just go heal, just in case. I don't think it'll be necessary, but every time I think something is not necessary, it ends up being very necessary. This is also a great way to farm money. I'm probably fairly rich by now, I imagine. I can just check that. Hold on. I don't know if these rebattles are giving me money. I'm assuming they do. But let's see. How much money do I... Okay, I have money. I have enough money to buy me some potions for the next gym. That is good to know. And I'm not even done grinding. I made the same mistake. Why can't they just make everything... I'll show you those last few steps. So it's not great design, honestly. Then again, this gym in general is not one of the better gyms. So which Pokemon are we gonna grind to a decent level next? I'm guessing Manjome? Because it's the lowest thing we have, really. We can switch train Manjome with... Yeah, we can switch train Manjome by using Girafarig as well. And you... Mean Luke. I do not give a flying fuck about Mean Luke. Oh, by the way, definitely gonna reach level 20. Because 2 Pokemon left, look at the XP bar. We're definitely gonna reach level 20 with this guy. Girl. Okay, you didn't put me to sleep. That could have been scary. That could have been scary. It wasn't. And this Ghastly alone might actually get me to level 20. It won't. The next one will. And I think... Well, if we're switch training using Girafarig, we might as well do it in this gym, right? Is my thinking. Obviously, if we're using another Pokemon to switch train, we really just need to get Manjome Confusion. The moment he, she, I didn't even pay attention to that, learns Confusion, we can do the exact same thing in this gym again. Because we can just use Confusion on everything. Like we did with Girafarig. So we can just kind of do that over and over and over again. Let's see, we have... Mia, Chantoro, and Manjome. Manjome, definitely. Switch that into the first place, and I guess here we go, Aquatic City Pokemon Gym. Let's do this again. This is what this episode is. I'm so glad that I figured out that this is possible, because otherwise this entire grinding session would have been significantly longer and more tedious, probably. And wouldn't have even fit inside of the stream. Because it's gonna be a tight fit either way. I wonder when you do learn Confusion. If you learn Confusion to begin with. Let's actually just look that up. I'm assuming the movesets have not been altered. So, bots are free Gen 2 learn sets. And let's Confusion. Ah, level 10 Confusion. Fuck, we missed out on Confusion. We missed out on Confusion by getting a level 10 Caterpie. That is not great, is it? It learns Psybeam at level 34. Is there a move relearner in Pokemon Crystal? I don't think there is, right? Pokemon Crystal move relearner? No, you cannot relearn moves in Pokemon Crystal. The only way in Generation 2 to relearn moves was playing Pokemon Stadium 2. Well, that is not an option for us. So, I guess that we ain't getting Confusion of Manjome. Now that sucks. Because that would make this grinding a lot easier. I just had to check. And we can't even go get another Caterpie. Because it's not what a Nuzlocke is. If I could go get a level 8 Caterpie to replace Manjoma with, I would. Because Confusion actually... Well, it's probably... No. I was going to say, it might just be faster to go get another Caterpie and level it up from level 8 to level 10 and then be able to use just the... Well, that's actually not a bad thing to have either. Being able to just use the Butterfree in the grind rather than having to switch back and forth. But the amount of time it would take me to go to the Viridian Forest and get a Caterpie, it takes a while. So it's probably not faster at all. It's probably significantly slower to do that if I even could, because I can't. That's just not allowed. That's not something I can do. Anyway, so far we gained a level, and I wonder what I'm going to do once Akano gets to level 20. I guess Akano can go to level 21, and then I can use Bob with Crunch to level 21 for a little bit longer, and by that point, everybody on the team will be at least level 15, which means that they can probably stand up fairly well to the wild Pokemon, so I can finish my grinding on those, because those are also level 16, 17. Which is, frankly, higher levels than these Ghastlies I'm facing right now are. It's just, this is a very safe way, and a very quick way, for most of my, well, 2 of my Pokemon to do grinding. So, I'm guessing, yeah, once we reach level 15, or once we just defeat this gym a 3rd time in this stream, we'll just go grind a bit against wild Pokemon before we're going into Jasmine's gym. That seems fair enough. Or maybe I'll still get Confusion at like level 15 randomly. I'm holding out hope. I'm holding out hope. It's not going to happen, but I'm holding out hope. Also, I got a text. Is it a text I give a shit about? Is the next question. The answer is probably not. And if it is, that's too bad, really. It is not. What a fucking surprise. How are we as far as this fight? Oh, that was the last one. So the next fight's actually going to be significantly quicker as well, which I like this fight in the next fight because they have high level Pokemon, which give a lot of experience very quickly, rather than having all that experience spread out over... I've talked about this literally like 10 minutes ago, probably. Morty is the absolute combination of those, having a lot of high level Pokemon. Which makes sense because he is a gym leader at the end of the day. So yeah, I've got level 20 Pokemon, but I can go up to level 21, I think. So, all the Pokemon at level 20 now, I can actually push 1 level more if need be. So, if one of my Pokemon ends up going to level 21 because of switch training, that's not that big of a deal. I'm going to aim for level 20. Level 21 is like a bit of like margin of error, right? Let's call it that. And Manjoma is not gaining levels as quickly because it has to share experience. And again, if I knew how to get the experience share, that would be fantastic. But that requires a rat skill and miss a Pokemon, which I can't get a rat skill. I have no idea where Mr. Pokemon is. I'm assuming Mr. Pokemon is just at his house, right? Where you also meet Professor Oak in the original game. At what's the name of the town and route? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. So Manjoma is now level 14. Akano is level 20 for sure. Trying to learn Stun. I thought it was gonna say Confusion for a moment. Anyway, it's better than a String Shot, so why not? I was really hoping it was going to say Confusion for a moment. But wait, whoa, hello, I have a comment. Yeah, no, this actually does line up, and it's going to learn Sleep Powder next turn. Interestingly enough, Poison Powder is Poison type, which makes sense. Stun Spore is Grass type, and Sleep Powder is also Grass type. You'd assume they're all powder moves. You'd assume they all be the same type. They are not. That is a very interesting little fact. Trying to learn agility. I'm gonna go ahead and say thanks, but no thanks to that one. And move on to the next trainer. Because that's what we do, apparently, around here. I'm looking at the clock. I started a little bit late. So I don't know if I'm going to stream for like the 2-hour mark or just like for the 10 o'clock mark. I don't know. We'll do this remaining gym go around and then we'll see. Again, I said if nobody shows up, I would have stopped like half an hour ago, and I didn't. So, here we are. Okay, I'm gonna get damaged by Curse once. No, because Curse only takes effect next turn. So, and by that time I'll be switched out again. So it's not even gonna affect me once. Oh, and you only have one Pokemon, that's true as well. Also forgot about that. Old Lady, Morty, and then well, probably ended off after defeating Morty again. I might do a little bit of screen grinding between episodes, but honestly, if I'm just doing off-screen grinding, I might as well just Pokeaxe, which I could have just done anyway, I realise now. And beaten Jasmine again. But if I had beaten Jasmine, then what? Because there's nobody here to tell me what to do next. So that would have been kind of counterproductive. I guess I would have just chosen a gym myself, but do I look like a person who chooses things for themselves? Because if you answered yes, you're entirely correct. I'm an independent man who don't need no chat. I'd like one, but I don't need it. Nobody needs it. Other than people that do this full time, I guess. It is nice to have people watching, because otherwise we won't be making any money, and most of people's like larger channels' incomes, aside from sponsorships, does come directly from viewer support. So, like ads don't generate a lot of money, comparatively speaking. Like, really, honestly, if, like, on average, I'm just gonna say this. If on average, your viewers give you $1. Not $1 a month, just $1. So if you have 10,000 subscribers, and you get $10,000, just because on average they all give you $1. Maybe they give you all give you $1. Maybe like every 10th give you $10. That's not too far from being realistic. It's a little bit on the high side, but if they all give you $1. To compare that to how much they would have to watch ads to make up for that. If you upload a video every day and they all watch it, you got 10,000 views on every single one of them. Every day. That's 70,000 a week. That is 30,000 a month. To get that same amount of money, all of your viewers would have to watch all of your videos for like 3 years straight. Or they could just give you $1 each. Ads really don't generate a lot of income if you have a supportive community around you with disposable income, of course. So, point being, even if they only give you like 20 cents on average, like if they all do that on a yearly basis, if you get like 20, let's say 25 cents, a quarter of a dollar per subscriber per year, that still would be significantly more money than that same person would be worth in ad views. Like, being worth, financially speaking, being worth more as an ad viewing audience member, that bar's real low. Unless, of course, I mean, if you're a big channel, your ad rates tend to be higher, but lower channels, and it's like channels under 100k, like at this point maybe even channels under 500k, I don't know, because that like there are some kind of subscriber and like what is considered a large channel. There's been inflation there, because back in the day, I'm not going to be back in my day, but back in my day, when I started doing YouTube, Ray William Johnson was the most subscribed, with equals 3, was the most subscribed channel on YouTube. And he had 3.5 million subscribers at the time, I think. 4 million, something like that. The idea of, like, multiple channels getting diamond play buttons for having 10 million subscribers would have been insane back then. Would have been absolutely mind-boggling, honestly. And now 10 million subscriber buttons, I mean, they're not common, they're not rare. Like the golden play buttons, they were introduced initially, the big ones, because it was a big milestone. It still is a big milestone, obviously, for every channel that gets it. But it was a big milestone, and there would gotta be a lot of them. By now, 1 million subscribers is so common that they've actually changed up what that play button looks like. It's not the big one that's framed anymore. It's a smaller, like, it's a smaller one. It's easier to post. It's not as heavy, because the channels were just getting them so damn quickly. Especially like bigger channels that started to branch out into like a network of channels, like Game Theory and Linus Tech Tips, and those are two examples that come to mind immediately. I can't really give you another one, but there's probably a lot more of those kind of channels. That just make a new channel and within like a week or a couple of weeks just surpass that 1 million mark, because their main channel, which they can use to promote those new channels, are over the 10 million mark by in not insignificant amounts sometimes. So those diamond play buttons have been lower in value as a result. But back to the point, right now we have channels with like 100 million subscribers. That's 30 times as much as what the most subscribed channel was like 7 years ago, I think. I'm talking about with Ray William Johnson. So that inflation has gone real quick. I don't know how I ended up on this topic, but it's interesting to think about. And with that, we also finished... well, we finished Morty. That sounds weird and dirty. And I don't want to finish Morty. If you had to choose, fucking Rick or fucking Morty, don't answer that. Okay, so Manjoma is level 16, Maya is level 15, and Chintoro is a level 16. I think next time we can go take on Jasmine's gym, honestly. I'm gonna heal up, and next time it's time to take on Jasmine. I am terrified, but I don't think we're gonna be much better prepared than we are right now. And honestly, if there are people around next time, at least I stand a chance at convincing them that Jasmine is a really, really fucking bad idea for me to do right now. So that's been it for this week. It's been mostly a Let's Play recording session, more so than a live stream, but I scrapped the Let's Plays because live streams are more fun. Sometimes it'll just still be a Let's Play experience for me and for you, because you'll either not be watching this or be watching this retrospectively in the fall. Talking about retrospect, I really should be getting back to work on those. I haven't had time to do that this week, and I have a voiceover for the top 20 Kingdom Hearts video. It's like 20 minutes long as well. So I literally just need to edit it and get the footage, which is literally just like download Kingdom Hearts 1, the movie. Download Kingdom Hearts 2, the movie. Download Kingdom Hearts Days, the movie. I could even record the cutscenes of my own PS4. It's probably just, technically speaking, would be better quality because there's less compression layers on it, but I can't be bothered to do that, so I'm just going to download like the full cutscene movies off of YouTube on the highest quality possible. There's probably somebody that's uploaded them in 4K, so if I can download them in 4K, that's probably fine. Especially now with the PS5. I'll see what I do about that, but it's probably not going to take too long to edit all things together. And then I can move on to the Dungeon Dice Monsters video, which I'm really looking forward to actually recording and writing, because I've never played that game before. I'll see you back next week. Bye.